Welcome to Money Adventures with TK, a podcast for the ordinary African who's determined to get their personal finances right. Willing to have a better relationship with your money? Well, this podcast is for you. As creators, we are often taught to be consistent. But what does that really mean? Secondly, what is the actual cost of creating content? I think many a time this question is often left unanswered. Firstly, let's start with what is a content creator. So a content creator is somebody who creates content using different forms to tell a story or to communicate a specific idea. You could do this in video form. You could do this in audio where you have a podcast. You can do this through photography. You can do this through being a voiceover artist, a fine artist, illustrator, and animator. The list is endless. So those are the different types of content creators out there. Now, what does it take for you to really create content? And I think this is where the starting point starts. What I've realized is there is not enough content in the African context that actually talks to us about the process of creating content. So what I have experienced as a YouTuber and a podcaster is the creative process. For you to create the content, you need to plan, you need to do research, and you need to have a creative process. What is the story that you want to communicate? How do you want it to be delivered? By when do you want to be delivered? And by whom do you want it to be consumed by? So the creative process is really quite important. And of course, it comes with a cost because the planning is your time, it's your resources, and it's your creative intellectual property. The third thing that becomes important when it comes to being a content creator is what it takes. So if you were to see the behind the scenes, in front of me is a microphone. This equipment is very, very expensive. Secondly, there is a light right next to me for the lighting to create amazing content. So the equipment, the lighting, the sound, the software for me and the team to edit the content comes at a cost. So that is the other important cost that we need to take into consideration. And of course, the other one is what it actually takes to build a brand. When people say, "Hi guys, welcome back to my channel," that takes a lot of effort and that takes a lot of skill. So the cost of building a brand also needs to be considered as a content creator. So maybe let's also delve deeper into some of the costs that it requires for you to produce content. But first and foremost, I want to encourage people, whether you want to be a blogger, whether you want to be a photographer or whatever the case is, the first thing is if you want to be a content creator, it is important for you to start. So use what you have and start the process and improve as you go along. So many a time people get disheartened because of the cost that we speak about and don't eventually start. Personally, when I started my YouTube journey, I started using my smartphone. I did not have lighting. I did not have audio equipment. I did not have a camera, but I started. So the first thing is for you to start. So some of the costs that we need to be very mindful of is equipment. I spoke about the equipment. What kind of equipment do you need as a content creator for you to start? I know a lot of videographers have different types of equipment, cameras, lighting, microphones, drones that usually come at a cost. So it's important for you when you are starting out to identify what kind of equipment you will need and then gradually accumulate it as you go along. So now that also speaks to investing and reinvesting into your craft as a creative. The second one is the actual cost of editing. Editing in itself is a skill, but also the skill in terms of time and resources and the creative process, but also the software required for you to edit the videos or the content that you're creating. The other cost that we don't speak about, and I know I've endured a lot of this. So we come on set, you need to buy food, water, and refreshments. Sometimes you need to travel to different locations. If I'm an influencer, for example, I need to be seen at a particular restaurant. That means I need to travel to that restaurant. Secondly, I need to order the food and the beverage that I can photograph so that my followers can see that. So the travel costs that goes into that are also very, very important. The other cost that I usually incur as a creative is when you're producing content, it means that you have to work with people who are great and talented at what they do. So for example, I have a team of photographers, I have a sound engineer, I have a team of photographers, I have voiceover people who help me with the editing. Those come at a cost. So it becomes very important for you as a creator to budget, to plan, and to really be mindful of these costs. The other thing that's very important, let's maybe talk about the challenges of being a content creator. The first one, anxiety. Guys, I don't think we talk enough about the anxiety that creatives, content creators experience on a day-to-day basis. For me to be sitting here in front of the camera, it can get very overwhelming. Secondly, the anxiety that comes with, will people actually engage and enjoy the content that I produce? The second one is from a mental health perspective. The imposter syndrome kicks in very, very quickly. So when you see people creating content, when you see people claiming or saying that they're content creators, photographers, videographers, voiceover artists, be mindful that they are dealing with a lot of mental health struggles. They are feeling not good enough. Sometimes one video, for example, performs better than the other, or one picture is better than the other. So the imposter syndrome comes into place as well. The other thing that I've started feeling as well is, say for example, I go to a festival and I need to vlog and create content. Suddenly when people look at you, you feel like, oh my goodness, why is everybody staring at me? That can affect your mental health very quickly. The third one, which is a big challenge, is the burnout. There's a lot of burnout that comes with being a content creator. You constantly have to be on set, you constantly have to be releasing content, you constantly have to be creating. So one thing that we don't speak enough about as content creators is the burnout that comes with being creative and producing content. So it's very important for us to be mindful and aware of the mental health, the burnout issues that can come up from that. I was at a wine festival a few weeks ago, and a lot of people kept on saying, oh my goodness, you're doing so well, TK, we love your channel. But when I look at my analytics and when I look at the views aren't really coming through. So as a creative, as a content creator, giving up can also creep in very quickly where you feel like there is no traction. So when you ever feel like I am not growing, or the channel is not doing as I want it to be, or if you're a social media influencer and you're not getting the likes, giving up can quickly become an option. So that's another struggle that creatives and content creators deal with. And of course, like I mentioned, the cost, guys, being a content creator sometimes can leave you broke. Can really honestly leave you broke because you invest so much of your time and money in creating the content so that you can build. So if you are a creative, a photographer, videographer, voiceover artist, and you feel like you're only spending money, it becomes very important for you to start tracking your expenses and then finding creative ways for you to make money so that you can cover the operational costs. So I've said a lot about the cost of being a content creator. So what am I saying the go-to or the call to action is for creatives? The first one is, I mentioned it, as a content creator, a creative, it is important for you to track all the costs that come with that. If you're buying food, if you're buying water, if you're traveling to a place, if you're paying a photographer, videographer, a sound engineer, an editor, track all those expenses and know how much it costs you in terms of cost and in terms of time. The second one is, as content creators, specifically in the Lesotho context, we need to nurture a spirit of collaboration. What I mean by collaboration, you need to collaborate with people. I'm collaborating with sound engineers, I'm collaborating with photographers, videographers, and other people to create the content that we do. But what's important about the collaboration, it needs to be then mutually beneficial. So do not exploit other people in order for you to grow and achieve your goals. So the collaborative spirit is very, very important. The other one that we need to advocate for as creatives, when collaborating specifically, we need to sit down and actually document the terms of engagement. Yes, contracts. How much am I going to pay you? How much is, when do you deliver the content? What happens when you don't deliver the content? So that we iron out the process and we are transparent about everything that we do. And the other one that becomes very important is planning. I spoke about planning as well. So what I usually do as a content creator, for example, I bulk shoot my videos so that I have enough content shot in one day. One, I'm being efficient with my time and my resources. Two, I'm making it easier for the team to do the edit and the post-production work. And then three, it helps me with the scheduling of the content and the uploading of the content. So planning. And then last but not least, we chose to be creatives. We chose to be content creators. What I advocate and encourage Lesotho creatives to do specifically is do it. Do that video, release it, upload it. Whether it's perfect or not, do it. Get up the next day, do it again. The third day, get up and do it again. Keep doing, keep improving, keep growing, and keep investing in your business. I believe that content marketing, content creation is the next best thing. We're seeing it with the gig economy. So it is time for us to start looking at our YouTube channels, our podcasts, our blogs, photography, sound engineering, everything else within the content space as a business. Treat it like a business, and then you'll be very surprised when business comes knocking on your door. Yes, at times you have to invest a lot of money upfront, but I can assure you, brands do see it, people do see it, and eventually the growth and the money starts flowing in. So treat your business, treat your craft as a business, be professional, show up, invest in it, and you'll see the rewards. This video is what I wanted to share for a very long time because I know there's a lot of creatives, a lot of creators in Lesotho, and I have not seen enough of this kind of content. So I hope it has been valuable to you. I hope I've shared valuable insights. I am now a year and a half into my content creation journey. I have started making a bit of money, and I'm hoping to grow my money. So I'm hoping the same works for you as well. And then lastly is, as I grow, I make sure that the team I work with also grows, the collaborative spirit. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below, particularly if you're a creative, photographer, voiceover artist, blogger, YouTuber, podcaster, content creator. Let me know what you think about this video, what your journey has been, some of the mistakes you've made, and some of the costs that sometimes leave us broke. And until the next one, I hope the next video will be on how to monetize on YouTube or how to monetize as a content creator in the space, in the Lesotho economy, because let's be honest, being a Lesotho creative can be hot. Yeah, it can be disheartening, It can be disheartening, but we're excited, and I'm glad to see the collaborative spirit that is starting to happen within the creative industry in our beautiful country. Until the next one, let's keep creating. Leave a comment below, subscribe, share it, and see you in the next video. Love, peace, and content marketing. Money. Cheers, guys. You've been listening to Money Adventures with TK. I want to hear from you. Don't be shy to leave a comment, to share, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Escapes with TK, and follow me on all social media platforms. Remember, money is an adventure. Let's enjoy the ride.